Hey there, if you are currently living paycheck to paycheck in your travel business because you don't know where your next client is going to come from, you likely have one of two problems, maybe even both: a traffic problem and a conversion problem. You see, a traffic problem refers to the amount of people coming to your website to learn more about working with you, which means that the conversion problem is when your website isn't turning your website visitors into email subscribers, appointments, or paying clients. If you have a traffic and or conversion problem, your travel business is not going to survive. And that's not okay. And guess who is very much to blame? Your website. You see, a high converting website in the travel industry should be turning website visitors into paying clients with ease. If your website is not doing that, it is failing you. But there is a solution. Introducing Website in a Weekend, a transformative 2-day virtual workshop tailor-made for travel professionals just like you. Arrive with nothing, leave with a breathtaking, high-converting website. Yep, just in a weekend. You'll equip yourself with a crystal clear core message, a stunning visual brand, content crafted with high-converting frameworks, and so much more. Early bird alert! Sign up by September 20th and get your website copy written for you by my team. Plus, I will personally pick, pay for, and place premium images on your website. Dates? Mark your calendar, October 27th and 28th. Y'all, October 28th is my wedding anniversary. Show up. I'll be there for you. It'll literally change your business. Still unsure? Just ask Lisa. She transformed her website from meh into magnificent. And she says it was worth every penny. My site now speaks to those that I want to work with. I highly recommend it. Or ask Patty, who says, all thanks to you and your team, Sandra, I get so many compliments and new clients. I'm actually having a hard time keeping up with all the new bookings. So why wait? Elevate your online presence, attract ideal clients, and say goodbye to your website woes. Ready to soar? Join Website in a Weekend and let's make magic together. Head over to travelmarketingandmedia.com/website to learn more and book your spot. That's travelmarketingandmedia.com/website. I'll see you there. In today's episode, I am going to answer the top 3 questions that I always get asked about charging planning fees. So friend, if you are not currently charging planning fees in your travel business, or perhaps you're kind of there but not doing it so well, today's episode is for you. So, my top 3 questions that I'm always asked about planning fees. And for the record, I get asked about 50 questions about planning fees every single month. But today, I want to answer the top 3. The first one: Sandra, won't I attract more clients if I don't charge a fee? Oh, friend, here's how it works. Charging a fee is the fastest way to separate the price-matching tire kickers from the committed client who appreciates the value you provide. Consider for a moment all of the services you provide before a client even pays their first deposit on the trip. If a client does not value your expertise and your time, you don't want to work with that client. Clients who do not value your expertise and services enough to pay for them are actually telling you something. They're saying, hey, I'm comfortable taking your time and energy for free. You're not worth paying to me. Think about that for a moment. We don't tolerate friendships or relationships that don't value us in life. And if we do, we quickly learn not to. And we shouldn't do the same in our business. Because you see, these travelers who don't want to pay your planning fees are not your ideal client. And while it might feel counterintuitive to say no to business, when we work with clients who are not our ideal client, we are creating 2 new problems in our business. You want to hear them? The first one, we're spending time and energy on people that we don't want to serve, which means that we now no longer have time to give to people who do want to pay our fee. You're literally taking time from one person and giving it to someone else. You're blocking yourself from the opportunity to work with the people who do want to pay your fees. They almost always are the most difficult people to work with. This is reason number two. They end up draining your patience and their time. They coincidentally have the most number of problems. They attract the most situations and get into the most entanglements. And for some reason, their bookings last the longest. Can you feel me on this if you had this happen to you before? And yet, for some strange reason, they continuously want to work with you and they keep coming back. So, yes, friend, while you might turn off some clients by charging a planning fee, perhaps that is a blessing in disguise. The second question that I always get asked: how will my audience feel if I suddenly start charging fees? Well, to put it simply, your clients' needs when it comes to travel have changed on this side of the pandemic, and so too should your services, because now is the perfect time to start charging fees. It will be viewed, if presented well, as a solution to your client's new needs and concerns, not as a top up to your business bank account. Your clients are now traveling during the most disruptive and stressful time in the history of travel. You are navigating a whole new landscape for them that involves heavier and more meticulous research into entry and re entry requirements. Can I get a huge Tylenol for that? New insurance policies, and ever changing supplier disruptions, from club lounge closures to reduced capacity experiences, and in some cases, things that have completely closed. This is all in addition to the magic that you created before the pandemic even happened. So, if you frame it in a way that shows how much more your clients are receiving, both on the front and the back end of their trip, they won't think twice about paying a professional fee. It's not the fee anyone is ever going to have a problem with, it's the way that you present it. You know what? I'm going to say that again. It's not the planning fee that anyone will ever have a problem paying, it's how you present it. And the third question, I love this question. Do I charge my friends and family and former clients who did not pay a fee? So this is a super personal choice, but I have some really strong feelings on it. So of course I'm going to share them. If your best friend was an accountant, would they be expected by your entire circle of friends and all of their families to give their services, prepare their taxes for everybody for free, just because they happen to be an accountant and just because everybody could do with someone helping them with their taxes? No. Do you actually have time in your schedule to put together trips for family and friends versus the actual paying clients? And what happens when your clients feel like friends? Do they stop paying now too? Exactly the same amount of money, time, energy, and expertise goes into researching and planning, no matter who your client is. Family and friends, I'm just going to keep it real, often turn out to be some of the most challenging clients you will ever have. If you give them your time and expertise for free, you take away all boundaries, leaving yourself vulnerable. So I really want you to think about, if you're not already charging fees in your business, or if you're charging tiny fees, and by tiny fees, for me, that is anything under $200, you have work to do. And you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your profession, to your fellow travel advisors, you owe it to our industry to step up and be the professional that you are. Step up and be the professional that you want to be respected as. And before you ask me, should you give any notice to your audience? No. You don't owe anyone any advance notice about your new planning fees, nor should you give people X number of weeks to get in before you start charging. That totally devalues the reason you're doing it. So there are two options. Option number one, not my fave. Send out an email to your subscribers explaining why you're going to be implementing a service fee and what they'll receive for that fee. I don't like this option because when you say why you're going to be implementing it, no matter what reason you give, it almost implies that there was no reason to implement it before, and all of a sudden there is, when all along you should have been doing it. So consider option number 2. This is my personal recommendation. Map out your process. And by that, I mean when you're going to say it, what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, and update your website, list out all the services that you provide, and forego that big announcement. Just start with your next lead. Here's the thing, if you don't do it with confidence, you're not going to do it well. Doing anything new in your business can be super uncomfortable. Your discomfort is heightened when you lack confidence and preparation. So there are 3 ways that people are going to learn about your fees other than referrals. 1 is on your website, visible by anyone at any time. 2, during a conversation with you before you start the research and planning process. And 3, in an email from you after a call, but before you start the research and planning process. So discussing your fees too early in a conversation doesn't give you time to hear, to really listen to what your client needs. It also doesn't give time for you to demonstrate that you actually have the expertise to deliver what they want. So it's important to bring up the subject of fees at the right time. You want to discuss fees after you have your phone or video introduction call and after you listen to what they want. Not because it changes whether or not you charge fees, but because you really shouldn't be asking for anything until you've listened. But you do want to charge your fees before you do any research, give any advice, or start any planning. Friend, I really want to help you to charge fees. I really want to help you to also do it in a way that is so comfortable and confident that you wish you were always doing it. My strongest piece of advice, if you are not already, is to join our membership when it next opens. I have an entire magazine about fees. I answer your 21 most popular questions. I give you scripts of things that you can say in email. I break down the exact process that I would use from the minute that someone asks me to plan their vacation or asks me for a proposal through to the minute that the sale is closed. And actually, a little bit after that, in case they have to change, cancel, or rebook. So, if you want all of that goodness for free, the only way to get that is if you're a member. Next time membership opens, make sure that you are already on the list so that you get notified. Head over to travelmarketingandmedia.com/membership today. And I would love to see every single travel advisor on this planet charging professional planning fees to book travel, change travel, rebook travel, so that you're compensated for your time and your expertise. Because, in the words of L'Oreal, you're worth it. Guys, I'll see you next time in the next episode. Bye for now.